It was about second year when I was picking my subjects that I felt the need to know what I wanted to do so that I could plan a career path, and most directions was leading down college or university route.
In the way the job market is now, I think you really need to think hard about the career you want. Not that I didn't enjoy my first degree, like I absolutely loved it, but I think if I could speak to my 17-year-old self, just for saving time and saving money, if you know what job you want to do, like go for the degree that helps you get there first. But having said that, I wouldn't have gone to this course straight away without having done my first degree, so I don't regret my first degree at all.
I would say that if there's a subject that you do like, do a lot of investigation, and it's amazing in terms of further education centres, especially colleges. I did a course in college before art school. Get in touch with the tutors, and they want to sell their course. They're excited about keeping people coming along. So get in touch with the tutors and any students you can find who are studying that subject, and get a good idea of what it's going to involve.
I thought it was dentistry that I was going to end up doing. As it turns out, that was complete nonsense. Now I'm doing film and television, but things change.
Well, I love school in general. I was a pure geek at school, so I think that's maybe influenced my teaching as well. But I was really interested in music and art at school, and I think I can use my creativity in primary teaching and make like maybe subjects that appear boring to young children, I can make them more, fun and active, and incorporate more creativity into them.
I was quite confused initially to start with, but I was always good at English at school, and I was always very intrigued by history, and I'd done well in it at school as well, so it seemed only natural that I'd pick those subjects. Just had a prospectus for every uni, so obviously I looked them up. I read about what the courses consisted of.
When I was in 5th and 6th year, because I didn't know whether I wanted to study theatre or I didn't know whether I wanted to study biology. So having that, it can be difficult, but always look for subjects that you maybe did well in, or subjects that you enjoy doing, and maybe think about having a career in those. So I enjoyed studying biology, so I looked into things that surrounded biology, and like pharmacy, medicine, biotechnology, etc. And I was like, okay, so those are options if I want to do that, because I enjoy that subject. But I also enjoy theatre, so these are my options for here. So if you enjoy a subject, maybe try and find a career path in that, because it's better to do something you enjoy than something you feel like doing.
I think from about 4th and 5th year onwards, when we started thinking about kind of career options and things in school, I started to think that being a doctor would be a really cool thing to do, and I had some kind of experience through family members and things of kind of hospitals and things like that, so I knew a wee bit about what doctors did, and then I kind of looked into it a wee bit further and spoke with my guidance teacher and things in school and realised that medicine was the course I had to do. So I wouldn't say that I knew from a really young age, but I was pretty certain from kind of the later years of school that that's what I wanted to do, and I knew the reasons why I wanted to do it.
To anyone who doesn't really know what they want to do, I would say look at prospectuses and see what's out there, because you could find something that you never knew you would be interested in, and that certainly was the case for me. As soon as I saw the filmmaking and screenwriting course, that was me. I knew what I wanted to do.
I say to school pupils who are thinking about university or college to make your own choices. Don't just follow what your friends are doing, because it's your future and they could be doing something completely different to what you want to do. Me and my friends are doing like forensics, and I'm not into that at all, so I would rather just go with what I want to do. And to also talk to people about it, and don't just keep it to yourself. If you're unsure about what you want to do, talk to a careers advisor or your parents, guardians, carers, just talk to someone about it. I would say to someone who was feeling worried about coming is that I done it, I managed to do it, and I felt the exact same way as you. And it's just to adapt to a more positive view of yourself and to think that you can do it.
I would really like to revisit my 17-year-old self and say it's okay.
Advice I would give to people, if it was me last year, would be to definitely research where you want to go, know inside out the place you want to go, what you're going to be studying that year, Go even to make sure you can go to as many open days as you can, ask questions about your specific course, research as much as you can.
I think especially at school it's really hard to know what you want to do because you're only at a young age, you've not had much exposure to the world. So what I would say is when you're at school, if you have a slight notion that you might want to do something, is get out there and experience it. If you think you want to be a doctor, then ask your GP if you can sit in with them on a practice one morning. If you think you want to be a teacher, ask one of your old teachers if you can go and sit in a class and things like that, because I think until you actually do something you don't really know what it's like, and I think that's often scary for people because they maybe have an idea they want to do something from school and then they get out there and it's not quite what they expected, but that's okay as well. You can easily change courses at uni and things if it's not for you, and I think it's just being honest with yourself and realising what you want to do and what you don't want to do as well is really important.
Best advice has always been the same advice that I've never stopped giving since I decided to do film, and that was go for your dream. Nothing's going to stop you getting it unless you don't put the effort in, and I'm living proof of that.